every single time when someone starts a new SaaS company, churn is going to be relatively high. It's not enough to just do your work and hopefully you'll grow. You can do a lot more than you actually believe. Recently I was talking to someone who's launching a new SaaS business, software as a service, and as you may or may not know, that's quite, it's an expensive thing to build because you need developers, you need infrastructure, so it's not something that you just start out with $0. So the conversation was around how do you actually grow a SaaS business as fast as possible without needing outside capital. In other words, how to bootstrap it, how to do it from your own pockets. And I've actually done this quite a few times now. Like I've done this for, even the businesses like that you may know right now. Connectio, which is the business I sold last year. This is also what we did for Viral.com, a business that I'm currently running. If you don't know about it, go check it out, Viral.com. The fastest way to grow your email list, by the way. But I've done this multiple times, where the very first thing I do when launching a new SaaS product is I'm not just gonna go for like, hey, here's a monthly plan, or hey, here's a free trial, right? Because at the beginning, you don't have perfect product market fit. You don't know exactly how people are gonna use it. You don't know exactly who you should be targeting. In the beginning, churn is always going to be high. And that means if churn is high, you have more cancellations, and your overall LTV of your customer isn't as high as it will be like a year later, for example. Like a year later, so you've improved your product, any kind of bugs are like out of the way. Like after a year, like it's different, but initially it's not the case. So the very first thing I do is I make a special offer, right? Very first thing, make a special offer where people pay upfront for a full year, but they get an awesome early bird discount, right? Maybe there's an education involved because it's not just about the software. That's something you can do on a lower budget, right? You can actually produce content around your business, right? But then typically most people don't really know how to position it, like how to really position your offer into the market in a way that people are like, if people have never heard of you before, they see it, they see an ad, or they hear about it, it's like, holy what? I need to have my hands on it, right? And that's something that takes practice. That's something that you will need to learn. That's something you will need to describe it in a way that it's positioned as a new opportunity, a new way to solve a certain problem, rather than, essentially an improvement offer. But how do you figure that out? And I found the best way and the fastest way to get that is to get people on a webinar, right? Still, even to this day, even though webinars are quote unquote dying, as some people say, like being live there with an audience has been invaluable, because you will immediately know exactly whether people resonate with a certain way of describing it. And I'm not just saying do a webinar. What I've actually done, if you have the audience for it, right? If so, that'd be amazing. But essentially, I cut my email list up in 4 quarters, like 4 different segments of people that don't know about each other, just completely at random. Start doing a webinar for the first quarter, okay? Try to see, explain it in what I think, how I should explain it. See how people respond, see what kind of questions people ask. It's like, that could be improved. Second time, right? New audience, right? Because they haven't been on the first one. I'm gonna try another webinar a week later, a couple of days later, right? And then I do that 4 times. And after that 4 times, I'll know I have a much better view of this is what people resonate with, this is what people not resonate with. And I'll see who actually buys. I see the actual conversion percentages of hey, if I explain it in this way, 8% of people buy, otherwise only 3% of people buy. That's not good, right? So it's a really fast way to actually figure out what your positioning is. And then the third step, right? If you have any network or any relationship, or even if not, you can actually do cold outreach and build relationships with people. Try to see if you can find other businesses who share the same audience, who you can put your new webinar in front of. Once you've figured out a webinar that actually converts, you have those numbers, you can actually go to other people, to business owners who have an audience. It's like, hey, I've got this really amazing thing, you want to try it out? And they say, can we put this webinar in front of you? And I'll give you a commission. Even if you give 50% commission on the first payment and then maybe 30% on the recurring, it's still a win-win. And that way they'll make, they have a really good incentive to really promote your webinar, where you have revenue coming in at a no cure, no pay basis. Because if no one buys, then it doesn't cost you anything as well. Your SaaS isn't really live just yet. It's live, it works, right? But at this point, all you have, maybe on your main website, it's not even live. It may be still hey, coming soon, or maybe it shows what it actually does. But you still haven't officially launched yet. Even though what you've just done it's super profitable, because you get people to pay yearly up front, you get all these customers, and you figure out what you're positioning, and you figure out how they're using your product. You actually get actual customer data, and you can actually, you have time to optimize your customer success and to make sure that they are fully trained up. You can improve your product in case there's issues that they figured out. Like that's still all doing before the official launch, right? You get some initial affiliates or partners to actually promote the webinar even before anyone else can. So it's actually you're doing them a favor. So ideally, even if you just have a few with large audiences, it can make a huge impact. And again, you'll have that money up front that you can reinvest into engineering and actually building a better product. And only then you start off with an actual public launch, right? Where actually you're gonna jam as many drums as you can. You're gonna shake all trees. You're gonna, whatever you are comfortable with, like what I've always done. I did a lot of marketing to other affiliates, to other people who have audiences, to get them to promote during the special offer, during launch week, where we had a 1 week, or there's a special offer, like either a bonus or a discount or both. And we do everything we can to like get people in. And this is like public. This is not, you have to be on a webinar, more like direct response marketing, but like during 1 week period where there's a really good deal, again, for like a yearly deal, rather than just like, hey, there's a free trial. Because if you sign people up for a free trial, affiliates are not going to promote for that, right? Because they don't get any commissions right away. You want to have that instant gratification where people are like, people pay up yearly. You can give maybe even 50% to an affiliate. They see like, wow, I just got, maybe it's $1,000 a year. I just made $400 something, like maybe $400 commission. Let's send you more people because that's like awesome. So that's like the first step. So first step, make a really good offer. Second step, try it out with a webinar, improve your positioning, improve your product. Once you figured it out, get some people to promote it. And again, during this process, you still improve it, right? And then take your winning positioning, take your winning product, take what you know is already working and put that into a special offer for like a week period where you can get anyone to actually join, even if they're not on the webinar, right? And that's only just the start. So that's where you actually do your legitimate, overall evergreen marketing. Like that's where, depending on what your skill set is, that's when you start doing content marketing. That's when you start running ads into evergreen funnels. That's when you start doing outreach to influencers. That's when you do the thing where you build up your business over time. But typically most SaaS businesses, that's where they start out at. They just start with a landing page. They start doing the regular marketing and build their way up, which is great. But like that hidden part before that, right? Every time when I've done that, for like the six or seven times I've done that, the average was like $700,000-$800,000 in revenue during that first week. It just makes a huge difference because when you get that money in, right, then you can reinvest that into everything else. Whereas normally what people do, like a lot of people do, they just raise money outside, right? They raise like $1 million or a couple million, but you actually give up a stake of your business. And I prefer to keep 100% and to be smart about how do I get the money up front, right? So highly recommend that if you are considering starting a SaaS business. This is essentially my summarized playbook of how I would make sure to launch it profitably, so you're gonna have that money to reinvest into the business for future growth and build a consistent, sustainable business with all the other content marketing, all the other marketing channels as well. So hope that helps, and with that, I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. All right, cut. We're done here. Let's wrap it up. Oh, well, sorry, you're still there. Well, in that case, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel where I share marketing tips, tricks, and strategies that will help you grow your business faster. So you can click on the subscribe button right now or check out the next video. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.